Here's the story of a bunch of podcasts who were bringing Cubby content to the world. All of them did their own show. Unconnected, obsessive baseball nerds. It's the story of a bunch of Cubs fans who are consolidating all their shows. They're uniting, doing it together, so we all can grow. Cup of Cubby Blues combining with Sunranto, Baseball Rabbit Hole and Cubs PS Plus. With Cubs Pod and Briggs behind the ivy, they're all teaming up to be the Bleacher Bunch, the Bleacher Bunch. We love the Cubs, that's the way we became the Bleacher Bunch.
Que pasa? It's Danny Rocket here with the Cubes fan, Michael Cotton. It says Sunranto show on the screen, but it's not true. It's the Bleacher Bunch, formerly known as the Sunranto show.
Why does it say the Sunranto show? Did we have the wrong background?
Well, maybe because I didn't switch it to that. Oh, baby. Now it says Bleacher Bunch. So, hey, we are the Bleacher Bunch. We're on the Fans First Network. We're brought to you by all of our Patreon supporters. You should be one at patreon.com/Bleacher Bunch. You get all the shows early and ad-free, and like Cubs Pod, which is a daily Cubs podcast. And when I say all the shows, I mean all the shows. I'm talking about this show. I'm talking about the Sunranto show. I'm talking about Cubs PS Plus, Cup of Cubby Blue, Bricks Behind the Ivy, Baseball Rabbit Hole, Cubs Pod I already talked about. All those shows put together in an ad-free package for you for $1 a month. It's a bargain. Well, anyway.
And we every single day a Cubs recap of the game before. Because unlike us, there are people out there who don't just watch every damn game or at a minimum go through the game and like figure out everything that happens for every single damn game.
Even if you did watch the game, you should listen to us making fun of the game because we got things to say. But Cotton, you had like a 35-minute Cubs pod the other day. You're always like, I should write my things down because if I don't, I just ramble. And I'm like, yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
You're getting your money's worth over on the Cubs pod. Let me suggest Michael Cotton at 1.5 speed really get your motor running. Get out on
that
the
makes
highway.
Sense.
Well, last but not least, we're going to bring in Sarah Sanchez, who just had a delivery mishap, but she's here now.
Hi.
They were supposed to be here, your DoorDash or whatever it is, we're supposed to be here over a half hour, 45 minutes ago. They left your food downstairs, which means you had to go get it. Now you're eating cold eggs. Like, it's a disaster.
I know.
But you're here.
I'm here now, and I've had some eggs, so I'm good.
Eggs for dinner. That's a bold move.
Have you been to Bright Walk?
Brent Walk?
Bright Walk.
Bright Walk. No.
Bright Walk is downtown. There's also one in River North. It is like a build-your-own Asian fusion bowl situation. And they do a spicy fried egg on top that is the greatest fried egg you've ever had in your entire life. This is like one of those meals that you eat it and you're like, oh my God, it's like good and healthy and amazing. And they will deliver to Wrigleyville for a modest fee. So I got myself my own like build your own tofu bowl situation with a jalapeno curry that is delicious. But I got the fried eggs on top of it because, obviously. So I figured as long as I got through the eggs, the rest would keep for later. But you couldn't. Fried eggs don't really last, Like I had to get through them.
They get all rubbery. I had a home run in pizza, like a true Chicagoan. I had a few slices of that and basil from my own garden. So that feels good. It's so hot. Like all my plants were like, ah. Then I went out there. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And gave them a bunch of water. But the basil, it tastes better, even though it's like basically hanging out with like bus smog all day. Like I watched the bus smog off. But anyway, thanks for everybody for being here. And especially a big thank you to all of our sponsors. Blake Beard, Rogue Wave Creative, Matt Kammer's Permanent Paintings, and In the Clutch shirts. They are all sponsors of this show, so thank you very much. And hashtag Chance in the chat if you would like to win a Frank Chance postcard sent to you by me with a message of love and doom. Also, like and press all the like things, like that. They always say that out of all the other shows, and I never really knew why. I looked it up. Apparently, it means that more people can see you. If everybody hits the thumbs up or the hearts or whatever it is. So do it.
Right now, I think we have like a little smiley face up there with a heart, which is nice. Maybe add a bunch more of those.
I would bet money that's Clint Nathan. Additionally, when you do those reactions, like the so you do the sorry, I do social media stuff for my day job.
Mm-hmm.
You do the you get one credit or whatever on the platform. But if you do the other reactions, like the heart or like the heart guy, you get extra credit. You get 1+ because it takes more to put through twice to get so they know you put effort into it. So what we really want is not just your likes, we want your heart.
Did you see what I can do? I have no idea how I can do this, but no, I can't do it. Look, I can make hearts.
I saw it.
So, sorry for the
I don't think
it's
quite a heart. You got to do the whole hand.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Looks like a gag sign. I'm going to end up getting freaking sent down to El Salvador if I keep doing hand signs.
Man.
So, but I do want to thank you all for being here. We've got Dominic Galoro here in the chat saying Chance. We got Mr. Fourth Row Artie Boucher saying Chance. Little Yumpers here saying Chance. Josh is here saying hashtag Brickhead. That wins you something else. That wins you something from Bricks Behind the Ivy. And a chance to win a T-shirt, I think. Hashtag Chance from Patrick Levy. And I did see that, speaking of Brickheads, that Bricks Behind the Ivy, the Jeff Rogowskis himself is on the Twitter chat right now saying, sup, guys. Sup.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I thought that today is it. 81 games, halfway through the season. We are at the official midway point. So I thought I would try to stump you all and everybody watching right now in the chat with a little Cubs trivia. So let's see if I can get some of that cheesy music going for this, because there's pre. Oh no! I took it all out. I'm an idiot. Oh well. I have applause if you get it right. That's all I got. All right. So all right. Here's a little first half trivia. This is all concerning this season. And go ahead, Sarah. You seem to have a question maybe about the rules.
Do we just get to jump in? What happens when Michael and I talk over each other? How are we keeping order in the trivia game?
Well, how about we'll go.
I love that Sarah jumped right in. She's like, I have to annihilate Cotton.
It's a good point.
I need to know the rules now.
How about we switch? I'm
a tiny bit competitive. This is a well-known fact amongst my friends.
How about we switch off who gets to go first in these 14 questions? 14 questions for Ernie. Let's shout out to Ernie. Wait, hold on. Oh man, that wasn't theater applause. Ernie Banks, everybody. But we switch off. Who goes first? And you can answer in the comments in the chat too. But I would say if you guys don't look at the comments, because there could be people looking stuff up, and this is and no peeking at stuff, no looking at stats. This has got to be kind of off the top of your head.
I will put on no peeking. 100. I have nothing up except your beautiful faces. I have one more question. Are we allowed to steal? So, if Cotton gets one wrong, but I get it right, do I get credit for that?
Oh, I think everybody gets a chance to answer the question.
Okay.
And let's say Cotton goes first, and then you're like, that's the wrong answer. Here's what I think it is. Then you get that point.
I'm going to get my ass handed to me in this game.
I don't think way. So. No, because my questions are weird. We'll see. All right.
That's why I'm going to get my ass handed to me. Weird baseball stuff is not my jam.
I literally just looked at the first question, and I'm like, I have no freaking clue.
Great.
Yeah, exactly. So here's question number 1. Who is the only Cubs pitcher to take an at-bat this season?
Cotton,
you want to go first? Okay. I mean, ladies first, but
yeah, it's got to be when the
You got a guess, and tell me in the chat, but no looking it up, everybody.
I'm going to say Porter Hodge.
Okay. What do you say, Sarah? Do you have an answer to that question?
I mean, I vaguely remember this happening. I think they lost their DH for some reason. I'm going to guess one of the long guys just because that makes the most sense to me. But Porter Hodge could be right for that matter. I'll say Flexen, but I don't think I'm right.
It was Colin Ray in a blowout against the A's at the end of March, super early in the season. Remember, they scored all those runs against the A's. Colin Ray was in relief.
Starting.
Yeah, they lost. He was a middle reliever at the time. They lost their DH. I remember when it happened. I remember thinking it was funny, but I didn't care.
So nothing so far. Okay. Okay. Now this one's kind of easy. Sarah, why don't you go first on this one? What position has the lowest OPS?
I'm gonna go with third base.
Yeah, that would have been my guess as well. Third base.
So I guess it is third base. So I guess we'll say that Sarah gets that point because she got to go first. So Michael, if you nail this next one, then you'll tie her. So I need to put.
You want me to? Do you want me to name every third baseman we've had this season?
Ooh, I like that
for extra points
to get one.
Yeah.
Point?
Well, okay. I kind of went in on this too, but Michael. But yeah, go ahead, Michael. As long as I get an extra.
That hard, I could do it.
Yeah, go, Michael.
Bruhan, Birdie, Workman, Shaw.
Oh, you're missing.
My God, I know.
You are missing.
How many I'm missing?
You're
missing
at least
one
guy.
I'm missing
as far as I know, there might have been
if he doesn't get it and I get it, can I have that point?
Yes, sure. It doesn't matter. Sure.
Yeah.
You don't win anything if you win.
Okay.
I know. I'm just very competitive.
Okay, go for it. Who am I missing?
Justin Turner.
Oh, God damn it.
So
Evil Gimli
jumps ahead with 2 points. Okay. Here's the next one. Now, relatedly, what batting order position has the lowest OPS? And I think this would be Cotton's turn to go first.
I'm going to go with the number 5. Is that what we're looking at? Which number?
Yeah, which batting? Yeah. You're right. 5. You're right. And that's crazy to me.
Man.
Well,
it really is.
Dansby and Justin Turner. That is the Dansby Justin Turner spot.
Exactly, Sarah. It's the Dansby Justin Turner spot a lot of this season for no damn reason. I agree. I think Matt Shaw early in the season was there a lot too before he got sent down and came back.
And a lot of people
kept Carson Kelly up there for too long. It's like, no, Carson Kelly turned into a pumpkin a month ago. It's fine now. No, I don't know what the obsession with Dansby needing to be high in the order is. His best part of the season was when he was hitting 7th, moving back. I want to see Nico ahead of him. I want to see Michael Busch ahead of him. I want to see Justin Turner on the bench every day that ends in Y.
Dansby and that 7 and 8 hole was awesome. He was great when he was right in that area. Put him there.
So next question, I think this is Sarah's turn to go first. What player with at least 50 at-bats with runners in scoring position, so 50 at-bats with runners in scoring position, has the lowest batting average with runners in scoring position?
So worst guy with runners in scoring position?
The worst, so the worst person that has a fair amount of at-bats, like a regular.
With at least 50 at-bats.
Basically, I'm saying it's not Gage Workman. You know what I mean?
It's not Workman.
I'm going to say Dansby.
Oh, you're going Dansby.
Now, Michael, do you want to try to steal a point here by guessing within 10 points his batting average with runners in scoring position?
Oh, so she got it right with Dansby.
She got it right, so that's the point. I would have been
going with Turner. Okay, so steal within 10 points. What his batting average is with runners in scoring position? I'm going 150.
Oh, so close. It's 139.
No,
Oh
you
my
have to give him credit.
gosh,
He gets
that is
credit
so
for that.
close.
He gets credit for that.
He's
Come on.
11. That's 11 points.
No, it's
I
11.
don't
It's
care.
11. He gave me the rules.
That
I'm
was a good guess, man. That was a good
I'm
guess.
okay
I was
with
going to
it.
guess
Really
180. I didn't think it was as bad as it was.
Well,
I knew it was
I'm
bad.
seriously like, I think it's bad, but man, it can't be worse than 150, right?
I'll give you half a point. That was pretty good.
Dansby Swanson, ladies and gentlemen. Your 5-hole occasional cleanup batter.
Hey, yeah,
making the most money on the team.
Yeah, making the most money on the team, and a highly sought after visor with his flowing hair coming out the back.
Grossest giveaway ever, man. Like watching people put those things on. I'm like, you realize those have just been in boxes and warehouses with rats, right? Like, just like putting it on your head.
But to be fair, that's pretty much the truth with any item that you would ever like. This hat was probably with rats. Like, it's all been with some rats.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
something about the flowy hair thing with that though.
Yeah, I don't like the flowy hair thing part of it. Like, they could have just given away the headband or whatever. Like, I would have been good with that.
It's a dumb idea. Nobody wants to wear that.
All of these things are like, I thought about it, and it was during the Dansby hair giveaway. These are just things we throw away.
Dansby hair giveaway.
You know what I mean?
It's just a weird sentence to say.
We need more Pat Hughes sweaters and fewer Dansby hair.
Yeah,
well,
but
I wonder how much
the Pat Hughes sweater. It's like, you know what? At least the Pat Hughes sweater can go to a Goodwill or something, and it will get worn by somebody.
People loved it.
What are you going to do with that hair thing?
Nothing.
Well, I can tell you, people are selling it on eBay right now. I'm looking at it. One out of the bag looks like it's going for $22. Somebody's trying to get $40 for it.
Good luck.
It's ridiculous that you would pay any more than Dansby's jersey number.
I bet you at Ranterfest I'll be giving away like 50 of these when I try to get prizes from people to donate to be like, we don't know what to do with this thing.
Only worn once. Only worn once.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. I forget whose turn it is to go first.
It's
Michael's
turn to go first.
turn. Yeah.
Michael's turn to go first. All right. The Cubs have 100 more plate appearances on the road than at home. Okay. But how many more home runs do they have? Tell me within 5 home runs.
Okay, how many more home runs do they have? Ooh.
Yeah, well, and I guess I could tell you. Maybe I'll just tell you how many home runs they have, like completely on the year. Okay, on the year they have hit 119 home runs. How many more of those home runs happened on the road? And I'm telling you, they have 100 more plate appearances too. So figure that in, because it's a counting stat here. So you have to. So how many more home runs have been on the road than at home?
And now I'm trying to do math.
I know, I'm sorry. On the fly, it's like
same.
So yeah. I'm gonna say.
So half would be 60-ish, right?
Right. So I'm gonna go. They have, how about this? They have 69 on the road.
69 home runs. So basically that they have like 9 more home runs on the road. They actually have 28 more home runs on the road. Wow. And plus today. So that would be, how many did they hit today? Just one?
Yep, just the one.
Yeah, so 29. So there's now 29 more home runs on the road, which... Even with 100 extra plate appearances, that seems like a sizable amount of extra home runs.
100 plate appearances, that's not even adding in, any of the walks. So we're looking at...
No, plate appearances count walks at bats.
They count. Oh, I'm sorry. Plate appearances at bats. Yeah, okay. So 100 plate appearances, that's still 30% of those plate appearances are turning into home runs. That's amazing.
Well, no.
No, because there's other things that happen in a plate
You're
appearance.
Just hitting home runs. like we don't know how many plate appearances they had overall. It's not like 30%. It's not like they hit 30 more home runs in those 100 plate appearances. They're hitting home runs at a higher rate on the road, I think.
I was going to say, I was like,
yeah.
Good Lord, 29 out of 100. That's
Now
that's like
that does track with how cold.
Ever.
That does track with how cold it was early in the season at Wrigley, and with the news that the ball has more drag on it this year. Honestly, this is an aside, Danny, and I want to derail the trivia game, but like part of what's so impressive about what PCA is doing right now is that the ball is dead, people. The ball is not traveling as far. Guys all over the league are complaining about missing home runs, and PCA is like, yeah, I'm good. I'm just going to be on pace for 42 of them because I can do that.
David Lieb says, if the Cubs Amtrak is going 65 miles per hour heading towards St. Louis and the Cardinals suck, how many more wins will the Cubs have than the Reds?
Oh, my God.
I didn't realize how mathy. And Sarah, I also didn't realize that I didn't give you a chance to steal that.
That's okay.
I just forgot. So, all right.
Well,
so this is
she's
Sarah's
still winning
question.
3-0, I think.
Yeah,
3-1.
And we got to get through these. I'm not even halfway through. Okay, so
that's all right. That's what this is about. It's about having the conversations about all these things that have happened. This is our mid-season big show, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. It's the big show. The mid-season spectacular. All right. Sarah, this one's your question. Question 6. How much lower is the Cubs OPS in losses? And give it to me within let's see. Let me see. Give it to me within 25 points of OPS.
125.
125 points lower in losses than in wins. It is 310 points lower.
That's wild.
Oh, my
310.
Yeah,
I know.
bad.
I really look for outliers.
They're bad when they don't score runs.
Yeah, when they're bad, they're really bad.
Okay,
when they're
so
good,
Michael,
they've been great.
That time I didn't
to
give you a chance to steal. No, I screwed up. But
no. It's they don't all get steals. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, Michael, this is your question, number 7. We're halfway through here, just like we're halfway through the season. What starter has the highest strikeouts per 9?
Ooh, highest strikeouts per 9 starter. That's going to be Ben Brown.
Ding, 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 ding. Sarah, for half a point, within 0.5 strikeouts per 9, what is Mr. Brown's point? What is Mr. Brown's strikeouts per 9?
11.8.
Ooh, a little off. 9.81. As a starter. Like that, just as a starter. Because he did spend a little time in the pen as well.
He actually had a higher strikeout rate earlier this season. I did a thing about him over at Baseball HQ, trying to see, and his at that time K- walk rate was pretty elite, but it seems like it's gone down a bit since then.
Seems like he lost a little confidence over time. And the other thing, because they sent him down, like we all saw that news. It was funny. Me and Sarah did a whole podcast. We talked about what they should do with Ben Brown. And then 10 minutes later, they set him down. And we're like, oh, great. Well, whatever. But
I stand by everything we said in that podcast. I still think we're right.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And Ben Brown has like some future somewhere. He's good. But this says to me that even though he is elite with the strikeout stuff, it kind of says to me that it might be, if you're going to get him for maybe 5-6 innings a week, wouldn't it be nice to maybe try to get those 5 and 6 innings out of the pen when you need some strikeouts at the end of the game? Or I don't know, maybe think that maybe he is better out of the pen if you have a starting staff that's healthy, which we don't. So there's both those things going on.
Okay. Here's the thing that I got from him being sent down and not moved into the pen is that they are not ready to put him in the pen at all. They want him to start, and so they send him down so that he can work on, maybe he can work on a third pitch or work on the little things that they've already been seeing, and he could do it as a starter versus sitting on the team in the bullpen. And look, if you want him to start, that's the smarter option. It really is. And it's kind of sucks because I'm with you, Danny, and I think a lot of people have said this. Like, he would be, I think, very good out of the pen. But if you really want him to be a starter for this team, then yeah, send him down, let him work on it in Des Moines.
I agree with Michael. I think that's exactly what I think they did. And I wrote about that actually at Bleed Cubby Blue yesterday. I think that if you look at Ben Brown when he's good, what you see, the challenge of a 2-pitch pitcher is that you have to be so perfect. Like, you can't make mistakes because there's only 2 options for guys to guess between. And when he's good, he's kind of staying away from the middle of the zone, and he's not having those wild misses where he just a bit outside the slider, the pitches or whatever, and that's when you look at what happened with the Cardinals. It was just middle, and a changeup at the top of the zone, which you might as well put that on a tee and tell Alec Burleson or Lars Nootbaar just to swing at a tee, So no, I think Michael's right. I think they want him to be a starter. I think this way he stays in a starter mentality. He gets to work on some stuff without it being so high stakes. And they probably are less worried about bouncing Colin Ray back and forth, right? Because he's been doing that his whole career, but they want Ben Brown to not think of himself as a reliever just yet.
I just dropped a link in the chat to your article about Ben Brown's AAA demotion, by the way. So check that out. And
yeah, definitely. And it did seem like Ben Brown was, when he started to miss, he starts to miss up.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't walk anybody, right? There's that strikeout per 9, right? Like, he's getting the strikeouts because people are seeing these pitches and they're all up. They're in the zone. They're going to swing at it. It's just that, as he gets worse and worse, the ball just tends to rise up and up in that zone.
And he's so young, so I've got some hope for his future too. So, okay, whose turn is it? I forget.
It is Sarah's turn.
Yeah, we are on. Okay. So that was what started.
I had that correct answer.
The Ben Brown.
I think I have 2 points now.
So 3-2.
Okay. Question number 8. Who leads the team in hit batsmen, pitcher wise? Yeah, obviously.
Oh, I mean, I think it should be hitter wise because that's where it says.
No. Who leads the team in hitting guys?
I don't know either one.
Let me think about that.
Any guesses in the chat?
I don't feel like hitting guys has been a big issue in this.
Yeah, neither do I. That's why I'm startled.
It has not.
Okay, so you just want me to guess between a bunch of guys who could all possibly be the guy. Great. Colin Ray.
Well, it would be somebody who pitched quite a few innings, I would.
Yes, a starter rather than a guy in the pen. Colin Ray. I'm sure I'm wrong.
Okay, Colin Ray. Do you have an answer? That is incorrect. So sloppy seconds from Michael. Trying to get the steal.
I'm going to say Jamison Tyone.
Good guess, but incorrect. It is Matthew Boyd.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Really?
So
but it's you. Dan, you said it's low. What is it? Like, this has not been an issue.
5.
And how many innings?
HBPs. Well, you're about to find out because who, this is Michael's question, who has the most innings pitched on the team? And can you give me, for extra points, can you give me his innings pitched within 3 innings?
Okay, I think that should be the steal question.
Okay, so
yeah. So
who has the most innings pitched on the team?
Most innings pitched on this team, I am going with Jamison Tyone. I'm still going to go with him.
And for the steal, who is it?
Is it Matthew Boyd?
It is Matthew Boyd, which I thought you were going to get because of the HBPs. But so can you tell me for extra point here how many innings Matthew Boyd has pitched within 3?
I'm going to say 86.
Oh, pretty close. 91.2.
Fair. I mean, I honestly was thinking about guessing in the 90s, and that just seemed kind of absurd given his.
Well, it is absurd in the reality.
But I knew because when I was writing the Ben Brown piece, I knew that he had pitched something like 78 or 79 innings this season, and I knew Boyd had pitched more because he's gone deeper in almost every start. So, Matthew Boyd has been great. Can I also just say, 92 innings so far? Like, there's no way this dude is making it 200 innings. There's no way. Don't look at his track record. There's no way.
Yeah, that's the wildest thing, right? So
concerning, right?
When I was guessing, it was between Matt Boyd and Jameson Tyone because they're the only two that have been starting the entire season.
Yep.
And then I had just said Matt Boyd, so I went with Jameson Tyone just to maybe I was wrong in there, but yeah, it's crazy to think in this era. Hitting 200 innings for any pitcher. That's like ace level pitching is to get to 200 innings.
Doesn't happen.
And we have Matthew Boyd.
Nearly.
He's on track for what, 184, 185?
He's on track to have his arm explode is what he's on track for. If this keeps going like this.
He's on track for retirement.
Yeah, he's on track for the glue factory if it keeps going.
I mean, I hope they found a way to keep him healthy, and I'm wrong, but like
he's doing great. He's been the best pitcher.
Yeah,
I thought of this the other day in my head, and I didn't say it out loud because I knew I'd get killed. Matthew Boyd gave one starter. But now, I mean, Shota pitched great today. Like, we could talk a little bit about that in a bit, but like Shota pitched great today. But he's been hurt this year. Hopefully that they don't have to be too careful with him.
But you know what? I mean, you're saying game one starter, but you said that because Shota's been gone for a month, and we really didn't know where he was. He's literally on this team with the staff they have right now. He is game 2 starter.
Yeah,
and what he did yesterday in St. Louis was impressive. He went 6 innings, and they could not touch him. He only had 3 strikeouts. Nobody could. He just had them guessing
weak contact,
flailing and just hitting garbage the entire game.
It was very Javier Assad of him.
Yeah,
it really was.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the article that somebody's going to bring out about Matt Boyd's peripherals not being good, and then we just watch the steamroll down the hill. But all right, where were we? Whose turn is it?
It's Michael's turn.
It's Michael's turn now. Okay,
I'm losing.
It's 4-2, right?
Yeah, I was going to say 4-2. Yep.
Okay, all right. Which Cubs reliever with at least 10 innings pitched has given up more walks than they have strikeouts?
I am with at least 10 innings. I am going to go with. I'm going to go with Presley because he just doesn't strike anyone out. He gets through innings sometimes, but he doesn't strike anyone out. Ryan
Mr.
Presley.
Fourth Row
That's my answer.
Guessing that as well. What do you think, Sarah? That is incorrect. That is not right. So Sarah, for the steal.
Can I ask a clarifying question? Is this a person currently on the 26 man?
I don't know, but he's been there recently. I don't know, like in the. I don't think so. Let me see. I'm going to look right now.
If it's somebody who's not on the 26 man,
he is not currently on the team. I don't know that they got rid of him though.
Nate Pearson.
Correct. Ding ding ding.
Oh my
ding,
God.
Ding. Yeah, he's in the minors. Yeah, he's
okay.
He has 9 walks and 6 strikeouts.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Here's the thing that blows me away. It's not that he has more walks than strikeouts. It's that Nate Pearson has pitched more than 10 innings this year. I totally forgot this guy was even on the team until he just showed up the other day, and then he went right back down. I'm like, good Lord, he's got 10 innings?
He started out like kind of strong, like him and Julian Merriweather looked like they were going to like call back to the old Blue Jays days of yore, and then it all fell apart, man.
Yeah, it really did.
He looked really good when I saw him pitch in Des Moines.
I just didn't even know there were Blue Jays days of yore. I mean, that's
that's where he got both of them from. Both Julian Merriweather and Nate Pearson were supposed to be like closers of the future, throwing 100.
Well, they do, but just not well.
The walks though.
Yeah, clearly it's just a bit outside.
So, all right. So now, Sarah, this is your question, I believe.
Yep.
How much lower within, let's say, 0.5 of an ERA point, like half a run, how much lower is Ryan Presley's ERA on the road than at home? How much lower is it within half a run?
1.7 runs.
1.7.
That is incorrect. So I'll let Michael try to get that because he hates Ryan Presley.
I was at the game where his ERA exploded at home. So
that's
a big part of this too. If you think about it, because that was a home game.
It was a home game. He gave up a lot of runs.
Yeah.
So it's
not a full inning.
It's the difference between, right? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
How much lower in runs? How many fewer runs has he given up in his ERA? Within
5.5.
Oh, you guessed too high. It's actually the answer is 3.70, but just
so right in the middle of my optimism and Michael's pessimism. Exactly the medium point.
Exactly. Okay, now this was a real stumper. Okay. Michael
we
Cotton.
did so well with the Ryan Presley ERA question.
Exactly. Michael Cotton. Who is Tom Cosgrove?
I don't know. You said this is a real stumper. I looked at the question. I'm like, I fucking don't know.
Who is Tom Cosgrove? Sarah? Any idea who Tom Cosgrove?
A relief pitcher for the Cubs.
Yeah, he is a relief pitcher.
I was like, is he a bench coach? Like, I had no idea.
He's actually thrown innings this year, right? He's in Iowa right now, but he has thrown innings.
4 innings, two different occasions on April 29th versus the Pirates and May 9th versus the Mets. So,
in fairness, I just saw him pitching in Des Moines too, so I kind of, I had a little bit of a cheater there.
Okay,
Sarah?
That's a tough one though.
I do at minimum, like every third game, I look at every pitcher that pitches, and I seriously had no idea who Tom Cosgrove was. Like I didn't know.
I guess
Tom Cosgrove was like somebody's, like a teenage friend's dad.
It's like the Hobbit when he's like, "What is in my pocket?"
Yes.
I don't know, man.
Well, that'll be the trivia question when the Cubs win the World Series this year. He'll get his ring and he'll be like, "Who? Tom Cosgrove? Who's that guy?"
Hey, listen, y'all. Brian Mattis got a World Series.
Yeah, he's the Brian.
It's one of the funniest games I've ever seen in my life.
All right, question number 13. There's 2 more questions, and I forget the score too. It's 4-2, I think, still.
5-2 because I got Tom Cosgrove right.
Yep,
You did right. Okay, that was a point there, right? 5-2, and so you can't win now, Michael, but that's okay. We'll keep going.
I think that was kind of the case when we started.
Okay, so this is a 2-parter. Okay, how long have within 5 minutes? How long have the longest and shortest Cubs games been this year? How long is the longest game? How long is the shortest game? Cubs won both of them, by the way.
Hold on.
That's
Danny.
not a hint. That's it. Like, that doesn't help at all.
Hold on. Yeah. Instead of having this be a 2-parter, let's make this 2 questions. And Sarah and I each get a chance, and whoever's closest wins the thing, because then that will give us 3 more questions and give me a chance to tie.
Okay, I'm here for it.
Fly the T.
Okay, so longest game Sarah, what do you think it is? And then I will guess, and Danny will tell us, and then somebody will do math, and we'll figure out who's closer.
I don't know. I'm assuming we're not counting delays or anything. I'll say 3 hours and 42 minutes.
Okay.
That's a pretty good guess. I'm going to go. God, that's a good guess. I'm going to go 4 hours and 5 minutes.
It was Sarah's closer. 3 hours and 26 minutes was a win in Cincinnati.
I went too far.
Yeah. And okay, now how about the shortest game? So, Michael, you should have to go first this time.
Okay,
it's like extra
Sarah
innings
gets to that point, and now it doesn't matter that we have an extra question because I've just lost again.
You just lost again, yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything.
We gave you all right. This is worth 2 points.
Okay, so I'm going to say the shortest game the Cubs have had is 1 hour and 52 minutes.
Okay, that is not within 5 minutes.
Okay,
but so Sarah,
yeah, 2 hours flat.
ooh, not within 5 minutes either. But 2:07 is the answer. A win versus Pittsburgh. Okay.
But Michael changed the rules to whoever was closest.
Yeah, it is true. So Sarah wins that point too. Then, and then the final question. Good point.
I'm like,
you already won.
Give me a chance to catch up, and then Sarah's just piling on.
Stop! He's already dead. All right, last question. Then we're gonna go to break. It is how many players? Let's say within. I don't know. Whoever's closest, I guess, is we'll do. How many total players have played for the Cubs this year? Total players been in a game.
Oh, do I get to guess first?
Yeah. Closest wins the point. A lot of Iowa shuttle guys.
I'm gonna go with 56.
Okay. 56.
I think that's too many now that I think about it.
Want to change your answer?
No, but no, I'll just leave it.
Okay.
I can't lose.
Exactly. You've already won. It doesn't matter.
I'm going to go with 48.
Well, Michael's closer. It's 42 for Jackie.
Oh.
So 42
nice.
so far. Now, here's the question. How many more players will play for the Cubs?
56. No, I'm just kidding.
Right, I was going to say another 42.
More. Another 42.
No, I think actually probably 10 to 12 more. Because honestly, like a lot of the guys are going to cycle through again. Like half the bullpen has options and is cycling through. Like Luke Little, Ethan Roberts, Tom Cosgrove, what's his name? The guy who pitched last year, Tyson Miller, Hennessy's, you know what I mean? Like there's a bunch of these guys that have cleared waivers and are back down and are coming up and are back down and are coming up. And so I think that like Moises Ballesteros will probably be back up at some point just because Seiya will need a rest or whatever. I do think, though, the guys we have not seen who are on the 40-man right now, obviously all of this is pending trades. One of Owen Casey or Kevin Alcantara, probably James Triantos at some point. And then whoever they trade for. I don't think there's a lot of starting pitching hanging out.
And then if we're lucky, maybe Javier Assad. But
Javier's, great call out.
But how many trades are we really going to do? I mean, if they do over under on actual trades at 1.5. I mean, honestly, like
I think they're going to do one big one for a starting pitcher. I don't think they're going to do much more.
Okay, so under, but I think I think they'll do 2. I think we're only going to see 2 new players on this team. So,
yeah, that wouldn't shock me, honestly. I mean, I don't think they're going to make. I think they have to go get an arm. I honestly don't know who that's going to be. Like Pablo Lopez is hurt. Sandy Alcantara looks bad. Like Zach Gallen is hurt. Like all of the guys they should have traded for are getting hurt. So I'm not really sure what that's going to look like.
I think it'll be I think it'll be two arms. It'll be obviously the starter. They need to find a starter, and then there's just going to be another bullpen guy.
Genesis Cabrera Part 6.
Absolutely not.
Well,
let's take a break.
You know who's throwing in Iowa and looked not terrible to my eyes, although definitely had some wild issues. No, Phil Bickford.
Yeah.
Former Dodgers high leverage guy. Actually, like, the stuff looked ridiculous. Now, admittedly, he did not look ready. He had some control issues, but I was like, Phil Bickford is on this team? Yes, he is. And that's an arm they can potentially call up to.
Well, let's take a break and everybody dream on the trades they want the Cubs to make. And when we come back, Sarah can explain why Wilson Contreras isn't a total asshole. If she can. I'm not sure if she can convince me of it.
I'm ready to rock.
But
you know what, though? I agree with Sarah. I don't get upset with this stuff. I'm all about it. I love the guy when he was doing it with the Cubs, and I can't get upset now when he does it with the Cardinals and whatever.
Well, hashtag Chance in the chat, and we'll be right back. Go get yourself a pop. We'll be right back.
The Bleacher Bunch brings you great shows like Sun Ranto, Cubs PS Plus, Bricks Behind the Ivy, Cuppa Cubby Blue, and Baseball Rabbit Hole. But you could be getting so much more when you subscribe to our Patreon page for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/BleacherBunch. Get access to our exclusive daily show Cubs Pod, where we recap every single game. Plus, be the first to hear Cubs music, get early access to events, and receive an invitation to join our Discord Cubs community, where fans just like you show up every day to rant and rave about our beloved boys in blue. Most importantly, 10% of your Patreon pledge will go directly to help the Lost Boys Youth Baseball program. So join us. There are perks at every level, like the Renter Calendar, absolutely free, and name recognition for you or your business. We are independent Cubs podcasters, and we need your support. Otherwise, we'll quit. Seriously, we'll all quit. Some of us might even die from your lack of support. In fact, the cutest little puppy you've ever seen will die if you don't support the Bleacher Bunch at patreon.com/BleacherBunch. We promise to spend all the Patreon money on tickets and beer and all the dung crap we have to buy just to keep our podcast rolling. So give us your money, and we'll waste it far better than you will. Patreon.com/BleacherBunch. Free trials are available, but don't do a free trial. Just join, okay? Okay. Patreon.com/BleacherBunch.
In the clutch, in the clutch. Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Take it from the Bleacher Bunch. You'll love the shirts from In the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts are comfortable, stylish, and guaranteed to get you laid. Plus, they're proud sponsors of the Bleacher Bunch. Use promo code Bleacher Bunch for 10% off your purchase.
Nice to feel and soft to touch. That's why you will get laid so much. Wearing a shirt from In the Clutch. And you can thank the Bleacher Bunch.
In the Clutch, in the Clutch. Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Remember the code Bleacher Bunch. Save 10% at In the Clutch. In the Clutch. In the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts actually not really guaranteed to get you laid.
All right, we're back. Well, I don't know where Cotton is. I guess he's having a little trouble. But he'll be back in a second. So, Sarah, Wilson Contreras today. Little fireworks at the end of the game. He thought, I don't know, Palencia tried to hit him or something, or like what happened there? They were talking about it on the radio, and Coomdog was like, that's just Wilson being Wilson, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, I don't think Daniel Palencia tried to hit him. I don't really think Wilson thinks that either, honestly. But Palencia was a little wild when he came in, as he can be on occasion. And he threw 101 up and in on Wilson's noggin, and it scraped his hand. Now, that's dangerous. I truly don't have any. I don't think Daniel Palencia was trying to hit Wilson Contreras. I think Wilson Contreras doesn't like having 101 miles per hour lobbed at his noggin, and I don't think any player would like that. And I think he said something about
it's
that,
also
right?
gamesmanship, right? I mean, Wilson Contreras does this stuff and comes at you in the way he does.
Ian Happ, if it was to say, if it was to, I don't want any player getting hit in the head with 101.
Yeah.
And this was one of those situations where Palencia was a little wild. The pitch was wild enough that it hit Wilson on his glove when he kind of like rolled back. So the second thing about this is really just, we know who Wilson Contreras is. This is not new. Like, if you're upset about this, you're new here. Like, this is what he does and who he is. And honestly, baseball is better when players are their authentic selves. Not everybody needs to be stoic and dire all the time. I think I saw, and I don't know if this was like fake or not, but I thought I saw something where he said, I don't want to fight with the Cubs over this. Like, I was just upset that it was thrown at my head. Like, we're good. I'm not fighting. So, he got upset that someone threw 101 at his head. We probably shouldn't do that if we're having control issues. And there was some chirping.
Yeah.
I am stunned that Wilson Contreras was chirping.
It was a big nothing anyway.
Yeah.
The other thing that I was thinking actually in the moment was he's chirping at him and Palencia is responding. And it's like they're only down by 3.
Yeah.
At that moment.
They had 2 on, too.
Yeah, and he's the second one on. He's trying to make Palencia think about that pitch more than maybe Palencia would have if he doesn't say anything, right? Rattle the guy. It's, Danny, I think you said it, like gamesmanship.
Yeah.
That's what Wilson does. That's who he is.
Yeah, he gets in your head. And, when you look at, I'm going to get into give you some Astros numbers in a second because they've got a couple of players that we're supposed to have on our team, but they're not here. But Wilson Contreras is another one of those, like how much the Cubs, he's playing first base now. I don't think he's the best first baseman in the world. We seem to be solid now, but we took us a long time to get there. And it would have been nice to have Wilson Contreras on this team transitioning through this moment and have somebody on the team with this kind of gamesmanship and attitude and fire. And hey, he hasn't been great for the Cardinals, but he's certain now he has been. Like, now he's kind of becoming himself. Well, we split the series. We shut him out 2 times. We beat him 8-0, and we beat him 3-0. Imanaga was awesome. Matt Boyd, we already talked about being awesome. And, but then it was tale of 2 pitchers, because then you had Ben Brown stinking up the room, getting sent down, and home run Tyone. Like, this guy is just giving up a couple really bad games in a row. He wasn't fooling anybody. It was hot. I don't know how much excuse you want for that, but it's hot for both teams. We lost Tyone's start 8-7. So that was the only one that, like, I thought we could come back in. PCA with a freaking brain fart that basically ended up being the difference in the game. So,
well, we don't know that. It was the winning run. It wasn't.
We didn't know that at the time, but
there's no guarantee that if the game goes to extras that, there's like a bunch of different. I always hate it when you pick some random play and you're like, oh, that's the one. It's like, I don't know about that, but
yeah, there were
7 other runs scored.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really surprising.
Oh boy, were there 7 other runs scored, and they were all off Tyone, because apparently he sucks now. I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going on with him. He's not 4 innings. Like, this is not helping us. We didn't talk enough about Tyone, I think, but he's kind of the linchpin of this whole rotation right now.
Well, God, I hope that's not true.
Well, he was supposed to eat innings, right? From the very beginning. He's going to go out there. Like, Michael, you were his biggest fan for a while, because you're like, you know what you're going to get out of Tyone. He's going to give 6 innings. He's going to give up 3 or 4 runs, and that's Jameson Tyone. Or 4 runs usually, because he has an ERA over 4 usually.
Yeah. No, and that's
and now it's worse than that.
Well, yeah, now it's honestly, now you really what you're going to get, but what you know now is that he's going to give up 2 home runs. Remember, and you can live with that if those are 2 solo shots throughout the game, but right now he's not doing that. He's given up at least 2 in almost every game. He's got 21 home runs against him this year. And that didn't happen just this week. It was like he's just been doing this. But when you have an offense like the Cubs have had this season, you can kind of look past that. And because he wasn't giving up a lot of other hits, it's like...
Or walks, yeah.
Yeah, or walks or whatever. Then you can kind of live with the solo shots. But...
Sarah, how much trust do you have?
More
very little
recently,
trust.
he seems to be losing it more and more, and that's bad news. And now
Sarah's
you don't
got no
really
trust.
know what you're going to get because he might go out there and throw fine and be good. But
No, the home run issue has existed all year. He was having home run issues earlier in the year. You were just kind of like grateful that, like you said, that you were grateful that they were solo shots. I think the bigger problem here is. So he used to have a K per 9 rate that was in like the 8s, and now it's at like 6.9.
Nice.
I was just looking at a leaderboard because I was curious where our old pal Kyle Hendricks is. He's at 6.05. Jamison Tyon and Kyle Hendricks swimming in the same waters here in terms of strikeouts. But it reminded me of something that that Book said in the broadcast today because he was like, because Andre Palante, who's with the Cardinals and was pitching for them today, is also on that list. And he said that, if you have that super low strikeout rate, as long as you've got like a wicked high ground ball rate, like if you're Marcus Stroman or something, you can usually get away with that. Jamison Tyon doesn't have a wicked high ground ball rate. He has a fairly pedestrian 33% ground ball rate and way too many fly balls that are turning into home runs. So I actually think this is a problem long term because right now, if you're in a 7-game series, the number 3 starter is Jamison Tyon unless Cade Horton steps it up considerably. And this team has some flaws, man. And I think that, things are going well right now because they get to face guys 4th and 5th starters and the bad part of bullpens and the Pirates period and the Rockies and whatever. And like, they're just not getting it done when they play the Mariners or when they play the Tigers or when they play the Phillies or when they play the Mets or when they play the Giants, or should I list like every team in contention that the Cubs have done poorly against?
right.
Yeah. Well, and we're about to face a team that has the exact same record as us, the Houston Astros. They are like us, 48-33. And except unlike us, they've been winning a lot lately. They are 16-6 in June. And we're facing them at home where they are 30-13, tough at home, real tough at home. And they've just won 4 in a row. They are 7-3 in their last 10. So they're coming in hot, this Astros team. But they're doing it mostly with pitching. They because they have about an average OPS. They don't homer a lot. They don't walk a lot. They don't strike out a lot. They don't steal bases a lot. Like, they're 19th in runs scored, yet they have the same records as the Cubs. Like, how? I mean, I understand that AL West is different than the NL Central, but where we have 4 teams over 500, by the way. But it's just wild.
That tough division, the NL Central.
But check this out. Like, this is kind of shocking. The Astros right now, they're 19th in runs scored between the Nationals and the Angels. Like, and they're in first place. And it's all pitching. But can I give you some numbers here? Old friends over there in Houston playing for him right now.
Victor Caratini,
Isaac Paredes. And I don't know if you've... I
know stop. The park, Danny. Like,
I
know, you cannot just read me Isaac Paredes numbers and not clarify that he currently plays in a bandbox where left field is...
I get you.
So
a short porch.
But
I just listened to Bricks Behind the Ivy, one of our podcasts on the Bleacher Bunch, and Jeff Rogowskis talked to the Bleacher Nation guy. I don't know. But they were talking all about the Astros, and that was the thing. He was like, "You're not going to like this. It's Isaac Paredes. He's, according to this guy, he's
Jim
playing
Christopher.
good. He's playing good defense, and he's making the most of those Crawford boxes, and
of course he is.
That fits his game." Well, here's the thing.
He was never going to be this guy for the Cubs, though. This is like
You said that right from the beginning. That deep well was going to kill him. But the other thing was he did not play good third base at all for the Cubs.
He didn't want to be here. So look, this is not my sourcing or anything of the sort. It was on. I sent a link to you in the private chat. It's got Isaac Paredes' 2025 spray chart on it, Danny. You can see exactly what he's doing and how. But the thing is that
it's hilarious.
It is the most predictable. You should show people this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna. But no, look. One of the wildest things I've heard this season on Marquee Sports Network. They had Bruce Levine on, and they were talking about third base with the Cubs, and he basically threw Isaac Paredes under the bus. He was like, he's never seen a guy who was so unhappy to be here. The mood shift in the clubhouse from Morel to Paredes was horrible. Like, when was the last time you heard Bruce Levine say something like that on state TV? Like, it was, look at this. The man is built for the Crawford boxes. These are not at Wrigley Field. I'm sorry. Like, I'm glad, he might murder the Cubs this weekend because he now plays in a park that is fitted for him. That's what he did in Tampa too. He was never going to do that at Wrigley. I don't know why people thought he was going to do that at Wrigley Field. Sorry.
Well, 315 down the line. That's really
because Jed Hoyer is good at his job. Everybody keeps telling us Jed Hoyer knows what he's doing when he clearly does not. He sent a better player plus an even better player to the Rays for a garbage player that hurt the Cubs more than helped them.
I mean, I don't think Isaac Paredes is a garbage player, but he has one very specific trick offensively, and it only plays in a handful of parks.
No,
it does not play anywhere else.
I'm not saying he is a garbage player all around. I'm saying he was garbage for the Cubs. Like when he came to the Cubs, it was bad.
He knew he was getting traded to a terrible environment for himself. Do you know what I mean? Like, imagine you're like, I don't know. I'm a desert kid, right? So like, I am living my best life when I'm in like Southern California or New Mexico or Arizona, or just like, it's 90 degrees and there's no humidity and I'm living the dream. It would be like I'm living the dream in Tucson and somebody is like, we are transferring you to Sheboygan. This is what they did to Isaac Paredes. Of course, he was not the happiest, most well-adjusted guy. Now, if you want to go like all 16-dimensional chess and say that Jed Hoyer knew he was going to turn Isaac Paredes into Kyle Tucker later, I don't think that's true. But sure, like the fact that he turned him into Kyle Tucker is great. We also lost Cam Smith out of the deal, and Cam Smith sort of rules.
I was going to bring his numbers up, too, because he's slashing 265, 336, 398 for a 734 OPS, which is also better than what we've had over at third base. And just back to Isaac Paredes real quick, because I am looking at his splits for this year, his platoon splits home and away. I mean, he is a little bit better at home, but not much. He's got the same amount of home runs, 8 home and 8 away, in a similar amount of plate appearances. And his OPS is about 40 points higher, but it's not that different. So, I mean, either way, my only point being our third basemen stink. Like, they got rid of the wrong guy. They love Matt Shaw. They got rid of Cam Smith. That might have been a really big mistake. That's my only point. Not Isaac Paredes. I don't think that's a mistake.
No, Danny, the only thing I want to say about the home road splits with Isaac Paredes is, again, you have to be a little bit careful about that because of which parks. Like, the park effect is so extreme that I would almost want to go park by park to see which parks he's played in on the road. Yeah. Because, for example,
16 home runs. I mean, it's...
Yeah, but if you look at... So, expected home runs by park on Baseball Savant on StatCast, it would be 17 if he played all of his games in Houston. It would only be 13 in Boston, but that's because of the Green Monster. Those are all hits off the Green Monster because they're all doubles, so that's still fine. But if he plays in a park like Kansas City, it's down to 8. A park like Cleveland, it's down to 8. It's one of those things that at St. Louis is 9. Like, it's one of those things that is so unique to the player that you almost don't want to just give it the traditional home road split
Yeah,
situation.
I get you, but when I'm looking at the Cubs third base situation being absolutely disgusting, and that like,
Oh, no,
when
I'm with you on
you
that.
know, and that's my only point is that like they moved on from these two other guys to get Kyle Tucker, but now we're stuck with like Matt Shaw with a 595 OPS and 2 home runs. So even if Isaac Paredes had 8-9 home runs on the season, that would still be 4 times the amount that Matt Shaw has, or you know.
Yep, then you don't
Okay,
have
but-
Kyle Tucker.
Hold on.
I get
in
it.
defense,
It is what it is.
in
at this
defense
point.
of Matt Shaw, right? For the last 2-3 years, all I have heard from Cubs fans and the front office and shit Bambi up there talking garbage
That's
about,
Boog. That's what he calls Boog.
but that's what they're all talking trash about Christopher Morel.
Yeah, well.
The kid is out there hitting the ball hard. He's figuring things out. He's working through things, but according to them, he couldn't play defense at all. Well, now we have a kid over there who looks pretty good defensively at third base, but he's not hitting very well. And now everybody's like, well, he sucks too. It's like, look, if you're going to bitch about defense, and that's the thing that you're going to fucking, rake this guy over the coals for, and then you get a better defensive third baseman who doesn't hit as well, then you can't
Well,
complain.
we just want
It's
a good player.
We all want the well-rounded.
That's
third
what we
baseman.
deserve. That's a
Agreed.
third- yeah.
I think the
But
question
I think
is
Matt
not.
Shaw's going to come around. I think he's
Matt
going to
Shaw's
be.
fine. I think Matt Shaw's fine. I agree. The question is, you could have traded either Matt Shaw or Cam Smith to the Astros with Isaac Paredes to get Kyle Tucker. Like, let's all presume that we like Kyle Tucker and we want to keep him here. I do. The question is that they trade the wrong prospect.
I didn't know that Matt Shaw was.
Matt Shaw was
an option.
the option was Matt Shaw or Cam Smith. The Cubs elected to send Cam Smith, who they thought was farther away. Now, this is a whole conversation that we can talk about in terms of like player development. Is Cam Smith the Cam Smith he is right now if he stays with the Cubs? The Cubs clearly thought Matt Shaw was closer than Cam Smith, and that doesn't seem to be correct. But,
Cubs,
so that's a whole different conversation.
The Cubs still think that Nico Horner needs 47 more at-bats in AAA. So
He never got his full. So anyway,
But like just the head-to-head comparison of Cam Smith versus Matt Shaw is intriguing to me, and I would say that Cam Smith has been better this year. Admittedly, also not playing third, he's playing the outfield. So,
well, when you put it like that, then no, I see what you're saying. I guess my big thing has just been, and I wasn't thinking about it as a Matt Shaw versus Cam Smith situation. My thing is that I just get annoyed with when people have been complaining about third base. They've got guys who seemingly they can hit home runs and stuff at third base, but they aren't great defensively, so everybody complains. And now they get a guy who seems to be pretty good defensively, but he's not hitting home runs, and now they're complaining. It's like,
well, yeah, because it's not good enough. Like it's the worst. That's a power position, and it's got the lowest OPS on the team. It's ridiculous. This has been a problem that's been going on for 5 years, and we had a guy, Cam Smith, and they even traded for Isaac Paredes, got rid of him. They get freaking Jamer Candelario. I mean, the freaking parade of losers that we've seen over at the hot corner since Chris Bryant was there is ridiculous. I mean, freaking. Freaking Patrick
Danny,
Wisdom was your starting. They just.
I'm not arguing about the players. I'm arguing about the thing that people were upset about that whole time.
Well, yeah, they're mad about one thing. Now they're mad about another. Good, because they're mad about the whole thing.
Defense was this end all be all.
Well,
and
it is.
That was the whole thing.
And
now they've got a defensive guy, and now it's all of a sudden it's the other thing. It's like.
Well, yeah, because they keep failing. So it's one thing or another. So that's why people are mad.
I personally don't think they're failing with
Yes, they are.
Matt Shaw.
Well,
with Matt Shaw.
I
think
he's failing.
I think
know
he's pretty
that's a little
good.
early for that.
He's pretty good at playing defense at third, and I think he's getting better at hitting. And look,
he's not good enough. I mean, it's not good enough.
He may not be good enough. He's still better than every single guy they have on their bench.
Unfortunately, that is true. He's batting 215, 293 OPS or OBP, 302 slug, 595 OPS. That's out of a power position. This last week, he's just fallen off the cliff, batting 143, 250, 143 slug for a 393 OPS. Like, you're telling me that is a playable freaking player? Like, you can't have him out there batting that.
If you're looking at this entire team, look, Danny, I get what
Colin Ray go up there and take the at-bats like he did in March.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. That's generally a power position. The Cubs don't need another power guy on this team. They've got lots of them. What they need is for Matt Shaw to get better. If he could hit the ball.
Yeah.
If he could hit the ball.
Understatement of the year. We need you to get better. Okay.
Yeah. Need him to get better, but
can you hit the ball, please?
But we don't need him to hit home runs. We don't need him to have like all this. He needs to take a few more walks and he needs to get more base hits.
Yeah.
If he could do
needs
that,
to go to AAA.
I don't care if he never turns into a power guy, even though it is a power position. Because there's other guys on this team, this one, that are going to pick up that part of the game.
Well, let me tell you this. Can I just tell you this about the Astros? This is how they're winning games. They got great pitching. They got a great bullpen. You need to be winning this game at the end of it. They have the second best bullpen ERA. They've held hitters to a 2.06 average. That's how they're winning. It's not even with these bats that I'm talking about, like the Cam Smiths and Isaac Paredes in the Crawford boxes. They are winning with their pitching.
Victor Caratini's been on fire.
And Victor Care. Well, they've won a bunch of games, or they've had a great June. They just beat the Phillies. Like they're beating good teams, and so they're back. And I don't know. They figure it out. Astros are a good organization, and I think we're gonna have a tough time of it this weekend.
Yeah.
Can I have to say something about this Cam Smith, Matt Shaw situation. I like Matt Shaw. I think Matt Shaw is going to be a better hitter than what we're seeing right now. I agree with the people in the comments who are like, it takes time, it takes this, it takes that. I think it is very hard to argue at this moment in time that Matt Shaw has a higher ceiling than Cam Smith. Cam Smith is more than a year younger than Matt Shaw and is hitting better over more plate appearances than Matt Shaw by almost every metric except Matt Shaw strikes out less. Everything else is Cam Smith hits the ball harder. He's gotten more hits. The WRC plus is better. He's done it longer. Like I mean, I'm kind of just glancing at stat lines here. And I also went and looked at splits because there was a moment where Matt Shaw looked like he had kind of turned a corner right after he got back.
Right, with the new leg kick.
And he immediately reverted to what he had been doing before, whereas Cam Smith has kind of shown some improvement and held it. And this is I'm really not trying to be like the haha.
They're so young too.
They're so young.
Linear.
Yeah, but at this moment in time, if you look at all the numbers we have, Cam Smith has been better age to level than Matt Shaw and is a year behind him developmentally and is still better. So this is sort of the same thing. Danny, I think we were talking about this. Might have been the last time I was on this show, but it might have been on a different show. I was talking about this with somebody who was trying to talk about how they always like Pete Crow Armstrong better than Jackson Chourio. And I'm like, well, you can't really compare them head to head like that. Like it's like Chourio may never put up a season like what PCA is doing right now. Chourio is 2 years younger than PCA. Like Chourio, when PCA was in like high A and double A, Jackson Chourio was in the major leagues. And so you really have to look at Jackson Chourio in 2 years versus what PCA is doing now to get a fair comparison of like experience and talent and true talent level. You don't have to do that with Cam Smith and Matt Shaw because Cam Smith has less experience and is better.
Right. Well, look, and Sarah, I'm not arguing with that choice. If it's Matt Shaw or Cam Smith in that trade, I 100% agree with you. They made the wrong choice.
Maybe. We don't know yet. We
cannot
judge that
my
yet.
personal,
the
only thing that I was
year.
just going in is I'm tired of this whole third base bullshit because it's like
we all are.
For years it's been all about the defense, and now all of a sudden it's about the offense. It's like,
I hear that.
Look, great. I would love to have a player that could do all of it as well.
Yeah,
but
that's
a
what we
lot
need.
of these guys that they're complaining about, Christopher Morel, Matt Shaw, they're young.
Well,
you
because
have to give them a chance to do something and let them be the player they're going to be and make that work for your team versus trying to do something, like, oh, well, you're in a power position. You must hit home runs or you're
Well,
we
that's
don't
not
need
necessary. No, they don't necessarily need him to do that, but they do need him to have can't go a week, too many weeks without OPS in the threes. You become unplayable at that point. You know what I mean? Just like Christopher Morel, when he got whatever yips he got and couldn't freaking throw to first anymore, you make yourself unplayable at that point. You can't put that out there. You got to figure it out. Otherwise, people are going to complain, and they're right to.
Christopher Morel never went through a period where he couldn't throw to first. Come on.
Well, he had a lot of adventures. Oh, his metrics were horrible.
I agree with Cotton here. I think that, look, we don't need to get into Christopher Morel at this moment in time. The man is trying to get it back in Tampa, okay? But he had moments that were he's a really good athlete who suffered a catastrophic injury. He had moments that were A+ defensively, wow, I can't believe he made that play. And he had moments where he airmailed the ball like Sean Dunston on his worst day. And I just, what do you want? Big tools, big misses, big hits. That's Christopher Morel is the quintessential big tools package. Isak Paredes is the quintessential one neat trick package. And I will never forgive Jed Hoyer for trading a big 5-tool guy for one neat trick that won't play at Wrigley Field. That is the dumbest thing that I've ever seen in my entire life.
The whole thing stinks.
Let's talk about the guys who we're about to see on the same diamond together. It's unavoidable to do a Matt Shaw, Cam Smith comparison this weekend. It's unavoidable. The Cubs had a choice to make. They picked Matt Shaw. I think Matt Shaw's defense has been pretty solid at third base. It's been awesome. I think his bat is lagging. He is no Aramis Ramirez. Now, that said, he might be a better defender than Aramis Ramirez.
He can hit like Nico.
Do you give up 30 home runs for that? I don't know.
If he could hit like Nico, everybody would be all in on the defense and a Nico Horner at third.
What if he just hit like Dansby?
Oh God, that'd be terrible. If runners in scoring position, it'd be awful.
Because it's Dansby gets a pass on his damn defense constantly, even though he goes through horrible stretches like Matt Shaw. The difference being Dansby is a veteran and supposed to be this all-star player and this great player, and he still goes through these same issues that we complain about Matt Shaw.
Let's take a look at this actually, because I do think. Give me 1 second here. Let me.
And I'll as you're looking that up. Let me give you the game 1, game 2, and game 3.
Actually, no, I got it. Hold on, and I do think this is important and relevant because I hear you on the Dansby Swanson Matt Shaw situation. I know that Dansby has been frustrating to watch at times this year. Dansby in 332 plate appearances has slashed 240, 290, 421. He has a WRC plus of 98 and has hit 14 home runs this year while stealing 7 bases. Matt Shaw, in 187 plate appearances, has hit 214, 294, 304. He has a WRC plus of 74, has hit 2 home runs with 9 stolen bases. I'm sorry. Dansby is a much better and more playable person at shortstop than Matt Shaw is at third.
Right, but that's what I was saying. If he could just hit like Dansby,
you
know what I mean?
Better.
Like that, but it's still Dansby is still just.
But that's still you're getting negative from your third base slot, and you want positive from your third base. It's not good.
It's the worst position on the team. Michael, every time you touch that thing, we're hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was like, what the hell is that? But I do want to say this. Stolen bases been a big part of the Cubs game this year, and this might be an opportunity in Houston to steal some runs and get your guys in scoring position, get them on the move, because they have only thrown out 14% of the runners. It is they're at the bottom of the league. Caratini and Yainer Diaz. So that's who's got the most.
Really great hitting catcher.
Yeah.
Well, he's not a great throwing out guys catcher because
he's a really good hitting catcher.
Yeah.
Well, but Danny, like you were saying though, it hasn't hurt them that much because their pitching has been so good.
Exactly.
It hasn't hurt them that much yet. Because one of the things, the division that runs more than like any other division in baseball, with the exception of the Tampa Bay Rays, is the NL Central. So it will be kind of interesting to see what happens interleague here with the Astros on that front. I'm curious to see how many starts they give to Diaz and how many starts they give to Caratini behind the plate.
And then we've got two lefties that we're facing. One guy named Brandon Walter, who's only been in 4 games. It's his second year in the league. He's a 26th round pick, so get ready to be carved up by a no name that you'll never hear from again. And then that's in the first game. I don't know who's pitching. Thomas Bartholomew Dingleberry, TBD, in game 2. I don't know who they're going to do. I believe that's what TBD stands for. And then another lefty, Framber Valdez, who's a veteran we've seen forever. He's having a good year. He's 8-4 with a 288. And then we're throwing up Horton versus the no-name who's going to beat us. And then we got Ray, because he pitches every day. And then Tyone to give up like 7 home runs to Isaac Paredes into the Crawford boxes on game 3.
Yeah. So I like the Horton day. And that's kind of like the only day I like. Like I'm really into.
You got to win tomorrow.
Yeah,
avoid the sweep.
Yeah, I think Cade Horton has been.
He's been great.
He will. It seems like he will still develop, and he needs to.
He's got to.
But what he's doing right now is actually. It seems really good just in the way that he handles himself on the field. I really like watching Cade Horton pitch. He's like, I like watching Shota. I like watching Cade Horton. I'm not super excited about watching any of our other pitchers unless like Boyd's doing something he was doing yesterday.
So the fantasy baseball community believes that Saturday's game will be started by Lance McCullers Jr., who is on the injured list right now.
Yeah,
or at least that's what the RotoWire probable pitcher grid says, and it's generally accurate.
So an injured guy.
I'm really glad it's Junior, that we know it's Junior, because Lance McCullers Sr., he might be pitching, and we'd be so confused.
I just remember Lance McCullers absolutely carving up the Cubs because of the way he's like a breaking ball guy, and the Cubs aren't good at that. But
there's your series. I mean, they're a good team. They got the same. They got a great road record, but the same record as us right now. I do want to say, because we got to get out of here. It's already after 9:30. But Bleacher Bum Band, we changed our date that we're playing next. It's going to be July 18th. That's the Friday post game. So Friday post game, July 18th. That's instead of the 19th. That is when the Red Sox are in town. So we thought that'd be too crazy. That's a night game on the Saturday. So we moved our gig to the Friday.
That Friday game is also the left field, right field tank top bleacher giveaway.
Nice.
And I need a left field tank top.
So many sunburns coming in to see the Bleacher Bunch band.
Yeah, a lot of people with sun poisoning. Also, Ranterfest, I've started to sell tickets to that. We got a handful sold. We've also got a handful of people that have confirmed that they're coming from like the blogosphere, the potosphere. We're starting to make plans on how that's all going to go down. We're going to be at Output Lounge in the morning before the game. Then we're going to watch the game at Output, maybe walk around depending on the weather and everything, go down to Ballhawk Corner, visit Dave and stuff. And then we're going to end up, no, I'm sorry, I got it wrong. Almost Home is in the morning. Output is in the afternoon after the game, which we'll have stand-up comedy with Billy DeVore, Joe Kilgallen. I'm working on, and I think maybe Ken Schultz is going to perform as well. So I'm excited about that, and it's going to be great. So it's going to be a fun-filled day. We're going to raise money for Lost Boys. Go to sunranto.com/ranterfest. Tickets are $25. All of the money goes to the Lost Boys. And I'll say, in addition to that, just give Lost Boys money. Just go to their website, donate to them yourself with your charitable giving. And a lot of what I think I want to do with Ranter Fest is not just to raise money, but also just raise awareness so that more people know about what they do and they can help out and, just be a part of it. And then I'm going to be in St. Louis and at those games with Joe Kilgallen, actually, and Tony and Matt Kammerer, because we're getting tattooed and we're going to go see Joe play down at the Funny Bone in St. Charles and go to the Cardinals game. So we're doing all this fun stuff, but we'll be around. So if you're going to be around in any of those games, let me know, because we're going to go see Joe Kilgallen. That's August 8th through 10th. And me and Billy are planning September 20th in Cincinnati. That's going to be at Binsky's Bar, and we're going to try to get group tickets for that. Bernie Barron was asking me all about that. We're going to do something, try to get some group tickets. So there's a lot of things coming up. So plan to be at them. We're having a good time. We're partying. What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Any of that stuff?
Dominic Gloro just reminded me, Cubsler, and we had said that we would do the Cubsler on this show because we ran out of time the last one. So I'm going to run through this real fast. The last Cubsler been out there for a couple weeks. This Swamp Fox shortstop also handled a hot corner. Drafted by the Eagles, but starred as a Brave. 14-year career ended in Milwaukee, where he started, but somewhere else. A Cub on the field and on the bench. So the Swamp Fox was Alvin Dark's nickname, and he was drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles, but decided to go with baseball, and he starred as a Brave, as a Boston Brave. That's where he started his career. He ended his career in Milwaukee, also as a Milwaukee Brave. So it was the same team. They had just moved cities, so that's why where he started, but somewhere else. And then he played one season for the Cubs and then came back about 10 years later and was a coach for the Cubs. We had
Alvin
we had like five people: Yumper, Terry E., Dominic Gloro, Artie Boucher, and David Elliott all had correct answers on that. And I'm working on getting some postcards to send to winners. And the new one, this is the one we're putting up right now. One-time Cubs player manager, one of the worst, never letting anyone go to sleep first. A Fenway sweep with the third Boston champs. Double play teammate with Evers, but never in baseball's sad lexicon. Hall of Fame career, both good and very long. Okay, so I'm gonna post this in the Discord, and then I'm gonna put it on Blue Sky, and then maybe Danny will put it out on Twitter or something, but I'm not over there. So, but if you have an answer, send it to sunranto@gmail. DM me in the Discord. Those are different ways to tell me the answer. But yeah, the last one was Alvin Dark. He was, I don't know, the Swamp Fox.
Yeah.
Just such
and
a
this
good
one is
nickname.
We will find out.
Yeah.
So there's the show. Hashtag chance in the chat, because this is your last chance to get in the chance. And let's see what we'll get here. I'm going to share my screen, and boom. Let's see who wins tonight. Round and round she goes. Andy Wells is in there twice. I bet he wins. Oh, the luckiest man in showbiz, Mr. Fourth Row. The guy always wins.
He wins all the time.
You can't lose. I owe him so many postcards right now. All right. Well, there's the show. Sarah, thanks for being here. Michael, thanks for being here. I had a good time doing trivia with you guys and talking all about the Cubs. And I mean, hopefully we can at least win one. I mean, that's really my hope.
I can win two. I mean, McCullers isn't what he used to be, and I don't know who this Walters kid is, but you know, I
got to win tomorrow.
I think I win two.
Yeah,
Must
we got to win
tomorrow.
the Cade Horton start.
2 out of 3.
That's very positive thinking. And then who comes in afterwards?
Well, then they're home, right?
Yeah, they're home. I know they got St. Louis next weekend. In the week they got who? Pittsburgh.
Hold on.
Okay.
After these Astros games is the Guardians coming to town.
Guardians.
The Guardians.
Never
The Guardians, and then the Cardinals, and then the Twins, and then the Yankees.
Yankees.
Oh no! Well, we go to the
we
Twins
go
and
to
the Yankees,
New York.
yeah.
Yeah, I was
So
trying
it's
to
the
go to that
Guardians
series.
and Cardinals are the next homestand.
Okay, so before we get out of here, we're at the midpoint.
Yeah.
81 games
Of the show.
in the books, and of the show. And no, seriously, I want to know from each of you.
What's the record on the way out?
No, did you expect the Cubs to be on a 96 win pace?
Absolutely not.
No. At what point did you start to feel as if
I still do
might
not believe.
do
Yeah,
that?
I still don't think they're on it. I think, yeah, I still don't believe it. Yeah, so I think they probably win about 89 games.
I will say, I am starting to believe that my ceiling for PCA was too low, because I thought that the numbers PCA has right now would be like, at least in the power category. I knew he'd steal a ton more bases, but at least in the power category, I thought that dude had max 20 home run power. And I am clearly wrong about that, because I'm watching it with my own eyes. So that's stunning. I have to think about that more, actually. But I'm not sure this is a 96 win team. I'm very impressed with what they did with a tough schedule early. I do think it's worth noting that the series they've lost are all the series that you need them to win in October, like across the board. So
it very much feels like a divisional round out.
yeah, and that's not good.
Yeah,
That's not good.
no, you get but that's Ricketts' whole philosophy. You just get that bite at the apple, and that should be enough for everybody. But
Yeah, I don't know. And I mean, I was really surprised early in the season how well they were playing. I did start to get excited, but and this is the thing that we've been talking about since last year, off season, the pitching. And when Justin Steele went down, I'm honestly amazed they have been able to weather this whole time without Justin Steele and without Shota for the last month.
you are
or so.
doorknobbing this episode like a champ right now, Michael.
amazing.
You're like, and let me take you back to April, where Justin
But I'm
Steele
just
went down.
I'm just saying,
They
like I
need
was
more pitching. I'm like, oh my god, we sound like
yeah, but no, but I was interested to see if you guys really thought this was a 96 win team. It still does not feel like a 96 win team, and I'm actually a little nervous that it's not a division winner.
I mean, I don't know if it's a division winner or not. I will say the Cardinals.
doorknob.
Okay. Rumors of the Cardinals' demise were greatly exaggerated. They have some interesting players. I don't know how their pitching works at all. Eric Fetty is not good. Andre Palante is not good. Miles Michaelis is not good. Like, Sonny Gray is pretty good. I'm skeptical of Matthew Liberatore. Like, the Cardinals make no sense to me. The Cardinals have, this is no joke, on their 26 man, 3 catchers, and I am not including Wilson Contreras. I'm sorry,
Well,
Ivan Herrera
that's why they're winning.
hit the
That's how
injured
you
list. But
win.
like, come on, man. You have 4 guys who can catch in a pinch. That is nuts. Nobody does that. And it's working. And I don't understand why. It's not Wilson
Devil
Contreras
magic. You know why. It's
And
called
then the
devil
Brewers
magic.
just like turn out these guys who throw 103. And they're like, hey, look at our new guy who throws 103. And I'm like, what is that? The Cubs are lucky to get one guy who can throw an inning with 100 every 2 years. And the Brewers look at our guy who throws 17 pitches of 103. So I don't know, man. I'm very skeptical of this team's ability to win the division, but it's been fun. It's been fun to have winning baseball.
I'm
first
really
half.
worried that we're going to see another 83 win team, which means the second half is going to be brutal.
Yeah, but we'll be here for you. We'll be here to talk and
Rain or
scream
shine.
all about it, and to blame not having Isak Paredes on the team.
Just remember, every time you're like, oh, I'm so sad we don't have Isak Paredes, go look at his hit chart and remind yourself that doesn't work at Wrigley Field.
Those are all outs.
I can't. I have so much.
They all hit the bottom of the basket. Yeah, exactly. Spagog, everybody. I'm going to play that Bleacher Bunch song, and we'll get the hell out of here. So, bye, everybody.
Spagog.
Here's the story of a bunch of podcasts who were bringing Cubby content to the world. All of them did their own show. Unconnected, obsessive baseball nerds. It's the story of a bunch of Cubs fans who are consolidating all their shows. They're uniting, doing it together, so we all can grow. Cup of Cubby Blues combining with Sunranto, baseball rabbit hole and Cubs PS Plus. With Cubs fun and breaks behind the ivy, they're all teaming up to be the Bleacher Bunch, the Bleacher Bunch. We love the Cubs, that's the way we became the Bleacher Bunch.